an explosive weekend over the Mar-a-Lago raid. Former President Trump came out swinging by calling the FBI a threat to democracy. And President Biden pulled no punches. He called Trump supporters semi-fascist.
In the midst of the fray, a federal judge is expected to grant Trump's request for a special master to examine the seized documents. Dale Hurd has the details.
Judge Aileen Cannon has indicated she's inclined to approve the so-called special master at a hearing Thursday. That's a third-party expert to examine the evidence seized by the FBI on August 8th. As intelligence officials review the Trump documents for possible security risks, Republicans want more information on the reason for the raid. They didn't get it from the heavily redacted documents released to the public. Congressman Andy Biggs tweeted to the Justice Department, "This is unacceptable. The American public deserves more transparency." Calling the FBI a threat to democracy, Donald Trump's fundraising team has been hauling in $1 million a day in donations from his supporters.
Within a week of this raid, the Trump online fundraising actually exploded because clearly, even if there weren't nefarious intentions behind it, for all of us who are just kind of onlookers or bystanders, it looks very dubious.
Over the weekend, Joe Biden called Trump supporters a threat to democracy and a semi-fascist movement.
The MAGA Republicans don't just threaten our personal rights and economic security. They're a threat to our very democracy. They refuse to accept the will of the people. But we've chosen a different path. Forward, the future, unity, hope, and optimism.
Republican Governor Chris Sununu says Biden should apologize.
Effectively call half of America semi-fascist because he's trying to stir up controversy. He's trying to stir up this anti-Republican sentiment right before the election. It's horribly inappropriate. It's insulting, and people should be insulted by it, and he should apologize.
After months of gloomy predictions of a midterm rout by Republicans, Democrats are more optimistic about the chances of salvaging their majority in the midterm elections with what they see as a backlash to abortion restrictions, opposition to Trump, and Joe Biden rising in the polls. Andrew?
Dale, last week Mitch McConnell came out and said the Democrats are likely to hold the Senate. And now some Democrats say they see a narrow path to holding the House as well. How likely do you think that scenario is?
Yeah, I was surprised by McConnell's comment because it remains a dire political landscape for Democrats. You can cherry pick polls all day long, but the one that counts is the one that says 3/4 of Americans think this nation is on the wrong track. We still have high inflation, high gasoline prices, an energy crisis, and Republicans aren't in charge. You can't blame them. So when people are trying to simply make ends meet, try to figure out a way to feed their family, they're going to make a point to vote, and they're going to vote for change.